Welcome back to the deep dive. Last time, if you remember, we took a really fascinating journey through The Warning's Queen of the Murder Scene, focusing on its, narrative intensity.
Right, that was a great one. Very story-driven.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving back into their incredible soundscape, this time to really unpack their third studio album, Error.
Yeah, Error. A big one for them.
So if you're maybe new to the band, The Warning is this phenomenal rock trio, sisters actually, from Monterrey, Mexico. You've got Daniela on guitar, lead vocals, piano,
Paulina on drums, vocals, piano too.
and Alejandra on bass, backing vocals, and yeah, also piano. They kind of burst onto the scene around 2013, apparently sparked by their parents' love for music and also playing the video game Rock Band, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you gotta love that origin story.
And you might even remember their cover of Enter Sandman. It went totally viral back in 2014.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they were kids, like 9 to 14 years old, just nailing it. Even Kirk Hammett from Metallica gave Paulina's drumming huge praise.
He did, yeah. And Error, the album we're digging into today, that came out in June 2022.
Right.
And it's a really significant piece of work. It pulls together those 6 tracks from their Mayday EP.
Which were already really strong.
Totally. Adds the single Money, and then gives us 7 brand new songs. So 14 tracks total. It's substantial.
It really is a journey. And for this deep dive, we're going to explore Error's core themes. Things like that feeling of modern disconnection,
Definitely.
the sort of push and pull of rebellion against, outside forces, and also a really intimate quest for identity.
It holds a mirror up, doesn't it, to the complexities of living now in the digital age.
Exactly. It's constantly searching for what's not found, both in ourselves and in the world around us.
Well put.
So let's jump right in. The album opens with an instrumental 404. That title alone, it immediately signals something.
Oh, absolutely. It's brilliant.
What kind of groundwork do you think are they laying with that specific error code right at the start?
Well, 404 not found. It's like the universal internet sign for hitting a dead end, something missing.
Yeah.
So right away, the title just primes you, the listener, to expect an album grappling with absence. Absence of identity, maybe meaning, maybe purpose. Especially in this hyper-connected world where we still feel kind of disconnected. It frames the whole album as this quest, this search for what's not found. And it does that before a single word is even sung.
And the music itself, it's just so effective, isn't it? That charged, tense buildup.
Yeah, it really echoes that unsettled, almost anxious feeling you get when you land on one of those Error pages.
Totally. It sets up all this emotional groundwork without any lyrics needed. You're just ready for something missing, something to be sought out.
Exactly.
Okay, so 404 leaves us feeling kind of drift with that sense of not found. But then almost immediately, track 2, Disciple, just slams us with this totally different energy. It shifts the focus outward.
Big shift, yeah.
What's the core message here?
Well, Disciple jumps straight into rebellion. The narrator is rallying people, smash the systems, that classic sort of punk rock call to arms.
Right. Kill the system, kill the man.
Exactly. But what's really interesting, I think, is the admission that they themselves have been formed by those systems.
Ah.
That line, kill the system, kill the man, strip the power from their hands. It's powerful, sure, but it's undercut by this awareness of their own complicity almost.
That's a really sharp point. It frames that core tension of the album perfectly, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's not just fighting the external stuff, it's looking in the mirror and seeing how we're part of it too. How do you really rebel when the tools you use are shaping you?
Yeah, and even imagery, like the sun, usually a source of life, right? But here it's framed as an adversary. The sun is your enemy today.
Right. It just reinforces this feeling of a world turned completely upside down.
Exactly.
So from that external battle, the album then moves inward with Choke. This feels like it delves much deeper into an internal struggle. What choice is presented here?
Choke is incredibly visceral. It uses all this water and suffocation imagery
Yeah, really strong.
to signal this kind of depression, but one that's almost disguised as comfort. The lyrics are just gut-wrenching. Just let me drown, push my head, choke me till I drown.
Oh.
It's this dark, almost seductive plea for numbness, choosing not to feel over actually feeling.
And what really hit me was the line, "Art is dead, it died with me."
Oh, yeah. That's powerful.
It suggests that even self-expression feels pointless. And it kind of foreshadows this creative crisis that pops up again later in the album, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It captures that really paradoxical sense of safety you might find in just shutting down completely. giving in.
Okay, so from that numbness, the album kind of spirals into animosity, which sounds like it's all about corrosive resentment. What's fueling that rage?
Well, the full lyrics for Animosity are a bit scarce, but the tone,
Oh, yeah.
the sheer tone of the track just screams raw, like unbridled rage and deep frustration. The theme feels like anger just eating itself. There's imagery of like funerals for the living, revenge fantasies. That line, "I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world." That tells you a lot about how deep the internal fight goes.
And it's fascinating. You still hear that repeated Mayday cry for help in there.
And it's there.
But it comes with this refusal of vulnerability, which just seems to deepen the isolation on the album. It's like the pain twists into animosity, this sustained anger that grows because the vulnerability is suppressed.
It's like a wound that just won't heal.
Yeah.
It just festers.
Right. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Track 5, Money. This one feels like a really blunt commentary on morality being bought and sold and capitalism itself.
Yeah, it pulls no punches at all.
What exactly is on the auction block here?
It really lampoons the idea that everything, even our guilt, our basic values, can just be put up for auction.
Right.
That line, "Are you worth your weight in gold? Going once, going twice sold." It's such a direct hit at our transactional society.
And the chorus to "You're gonna sell your soul for $1." Stark.
Very stark.
Yeah.
Really asks you about your own self-worth in that system.
And you can almost hear that cynical, like, Carnival Barker tone in the vocals, can't you?
Totally. It switches the target, definitely. From the tech themes earlier.
Yeah.
Straight onto capitalism itself.
Yeah.
It feels like a real wake-up call, urging you to question your motivations, resist becoming just another transaction.
Okay, building on that, we then get Amor. Musically, it feels softer, but it exposes this really deep vulnerability through like a love-hate thing.
Yeah, the duality is striking. The English verses are just dripping with jealousy, possessiveness.
Okay.
But then you hit the French bridge, and it just turns on a dime. It gets tender and then almost spiteful in the same breath.
Wow.
That lyric, "Je t'aime pour toujours, je te déteste," "I love you forever, I hate you," it just perfectly captures that rapid, almost kind of schizophrenic emotional shift you can have in relationships.
And the French title itself adds to that dramatic feel, doesn't it?
Definitely enhances the romantic drama.
Yeah.
And themes of control, emotional captivity start to surface.
Yeah.
Like shadow versions of love, where dependency becomes obsession.
Interesting. Okay, from that complex emotional space, we move to Evolve. This one feels like it's about self-transformation, but at any cost. Almost echoing like tech transhumanism anxieties.
Precisely. Yeah, the narrator expresses this really intense desire to become something else, like a weapon, to transcend their current state.
Right.
The line, "Help me become something more than just a vessel in disguise," that speaks to this deep longing for, more purpose, more power.
Yeah.
And that chorus, it's like a mantra, pain is the price to survive, to evolve.
Yeah.
It really emphasizes that this transformation is not gentle. It demands sacrifice.
And that repeated question, is it wrong to evolve? That really sets up the title track Error and its whole AI proposition, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It marks this clear shift from feeling like a victim to becoming a force. That line, "I'm not in danger, I'm the danger now." It's not about destruction. It feels more like achieving self-sovereignty through struggle, like a deliberate rebirth.
Okay, so this brings us to the title track Error. This is where it gets really, really provocative, I think. Exploring that seductive pull of algorithmic perfection. What's the big offer being made here?
Oh, this track is chilling. It features this machine voice offering you freedom, but the catch is you have to surrender your individual will.
Whoa.
And that key lyric, it's the freedom of choice that kills the mind. I mean, that just challenges our whole idea of autonomy in this digital age. It's like a digital siren song trying to lure you in.
And the paradox is brilliant. The binary code 011001, it literally spells out free inside the code itself.
It taunts you. It asks that question. If your happiness is programmed, if your choices are made for you, is that still freedom?
Right.
But the protagonist ultimately rejects it. Rejects perfection, conformity, declares that being in error is actually the real freedom.
Making the goals your identity.
Exactly. Making society's norms rupturable, breakable. It's a powerful rejection.
Okay, so from the complexity of air, we then move to Z. The title alone makes you think of sleep disengagement. Like, catch some Z's.
Yeah, it suggests that kind of socio-emotional sedation, doesn't it?
It does, and the chorus has that warning, right? The truth they sell is rarely true.
Yes. Which connects straight to our current information landscape. Themes of truth decay, maybe even conspiratorial thinking. It makes you question the narratives you're consuming.
This feels like one of the album's most introspective points, a real reckoning with apathy, both collective and personal.
I think so too. It's that chilling idea that in this digital haze we're being numbed, not awakened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a heavy thought.
Definitely. All right, let's talk about 23. This feels like a very personal heartbreak track, but maybe it also mirrors some of those bigger societal themes we've discussed, like addiction, but focused on a burdened psyche.
Yeah, 23. It could be a symbolic age, maybe just representing a heavy mental weight. That key lyric, every word you say, it's like it's poetry, a work of art that's not for me at all.
Oof.
It speaks to such a profound disconnect, right?
Yeah.
A pain so deep, it rejects even empathy directed at it.
And that links back to Choke, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
art is deadline.
It really does.
It suggests art can still wound you even when you're trying to deny its value. It just painfully narrates those internal expectations that aren't met, that awful gap between potential and reality.
Yeah, beautifully put.
Okay, next up, Kool-Aid Kids. I mean, the reference is immediate. Drinking the Kool-Aid. This sounds like a really stark indictment of cultural indoctrination, maybe generational complacency.
Oh, absolutely. The lyrics just overtly mock blind acceptance. They portray these kids as almost willing victims of mass delusion.
Right.
And that chilling line, you belong, you are devoid, it just underscores the emptiness, the dehumanization that comes with that kind of conformity. It's really pointed.
It really feels like a satirical spotlight, doesn't it? Shining on media-fed beliefs, programmed behavior,
Yeah.
where the album's sort of propaganda voice becomes really critical, reducing people to these obedient kids just high on some collective manufactured delusion. It's a potent image.
Very potent.
All right, shifting gears again. Revenant. Named for a ghostly return. This sounds like it's expressing hauntings of past trauma, identities that won't die.
Yeah, it feels both mournful and somehow redemptive at the same time. That lyric excerpt, show me the truth inside, show me to stay alive. It sounds like this desperate, raw plea for authenticity, for a way out of the past.
And what feels really notable here, this seems like the first truly sincere plea for authenticity since the album started its spiral, right? Through all the disconnection and anger.
I think you're right, yeah. The music, the chorus, it all swirls around that grip of memory and the choice. Do you finally move on or do you stay spectral, haunted?
Okay, so now we reach Martirio, a really powerful track sung entirely in Spanish. Translates to martyrdom, and it closes the main album with this profound sense of emotional sacrifice.
Yeah, the tone. It's this incredible blend of pain and pride. It just encapsulates the huge cost of resistance, whatever that resistance is.
And that key lyric, en tu martirio, ahogat es tu destino entrega.
Which translates roughly to, in your martyrdom, drown. It's your destiny, surrender. It's incredibly impactful. It feels like surrender, but almost a defiant acceptance of it.
And the switch to Spanish, it really ramps up the rawness, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It exposes the pain without that buffer of English. Maybe signals a return to roots, identity preserved through suffering. It's a really powerful, raw way to end the core album experience.
Definitely. And then finally, there's the bonus track, Breathe. This feels like it offers a fragile but maybe much needed respite after that whole intense journey. What's the feeling here?
Well, the official lyrics aren't widely available, but from live versions, it really feels like just a momentary exhale after all the turmoil. Fans often interpret it as simply choosing life, just breathing over, giving in to the algorithm or the anger or the martyrdom. It's like a quiet act of defiance.
So if we zoom out and look at the whole arc of Error, it starts with 404, establishing that loss of connection.
Right.
Then it spirals through anger, despair, toxic escapes, but eventually finds this fragile resolve to face the pain honestly.
Yeah, it moves from fighting external systems like in Disciple to wrestling with the self in tracks like Choke in 23.
And by the time you get to Error and Martirio, it's really forcing you, the listener, to confront whether our own code emotional, cultural, biological even, can actually be rewritten.
Exactly. And that closing pair, Martirio leading into Breathe, it deliberately leaves the question open, doesn't it? Is it liberation you find at the end, or is it resignation?
It leaves you thinking.
It really does. Error is, it's more than just an album. It's this sonic landscape reflecting the deep disconnections, the struggles of modern life. And it's just a testament to the Warning's incredible ability to fuse that raw emotion with really sharp social commentary. It'll
Ah.
leave you with more questions than answers in a good way.
Definitely. And maybe as a final thought for you, as you reflect on error, given all these paradoxes it presents, freedom and surrender, art found in pain, what kind of error might you need to embrace to find your own authentic path in a world that's constantly trying to define you?
That's a great question to leave people with.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We really hope this exploration inspires you to dive into error and explore all of the Warning's incredible work for yourself. There's something special.
Definitely worth your time.